Welcome to First Takes, where we talk and sometimes complain about filmmaking. Hope you enjoy the ride and don't forget to subscribe. Let's begin. So, we watched Final Destination Bloodlines. I remember watching the first Final Destination movie and thinking, okay, this sounds cool. Well, something worth saying is that I got the idea of the film. The premise of making you itch with worry about something like a roller coaster falling apart really stuck with me. That was something I actually feared as a child. Of course, I didn't have any real sense of what made a film good. In my super quality catalog, I had stuff like Van Helsing, my god, Twilight, and other films that, well, aren't really that good. Eventually, I fell out of the franchise since the movies started feeling more like a series of creative ways to show, people passing away. And then at some points, movies just kind of stopped being made. In the case of horror as a genre, it's entering, I think, of kind of uprising. I've seen many horror films in theaters, something that didn't happen before. Everybody knows horror and quality productions tend to go in separate directions, both in popular opinion and in the eyes of the Academy. But lately, horror has started to become something else. It's always been a space for opportunity, but now it's part of the mainstream cinematic landscape more than ever. Talk to Me is a great example. Many A24 productions also have been remarkable, and now the average audience has access to much more mainstream horror, and a good one. I didn't think Final Destination Bloodlines was going to be a great film. Reboots or franchise revivals don't exactly have the best reputation. So it really surprised me to see how positively this movie has been received. In fact, it currently holds the highest Rotten Tomatoes score in the entire Final Destination franchise, something I truly never expected. Naturally, I had to go to see what the deal was. The first scenes were refreshing, way more intricate than I remembered from the other films. And at some point, it actually became funny. My favorite character this year so far regarding movies is Eric, one of the relatives of the main characters. His jokes, the timing, his whole vibe, and eventually his passing were genuinely the best part of the film. Yes, by the end, it gets a bit repetitive. There are already too many close call scenes where the main character looks like she's not gonna make it, and then she does. And of course, she wouldn't survive the end of the film. No surprises. But still, I think this movie is a clear example of the wheel turning towards better quality and a real search for essence. Something a bit more thoughtful. And honestly, in a world full of AI-generated scripts and endlessly recycled ideas, that's exactly what we need. We soon will be talking about movies like Sinners and many others that recently have become something quite spectacular in my opinion. Horror is becoming something much more than it was before. At least that's our perspective on this channel. So stay tuned for more. If you want to keep listening to these types of videos regarding movie series and everything related to good stories, just like and subscribe. See you in a bit.